Johnny Horton, Echoes of History, Episode 1, Sink the Bismarck and the Spark That Started It All. Welcome to Johnny Horton, Echoes of History. I'm your host, Horton Hype, and today we're kicking things off by going back to where it all started, both for Johnny and for me. It was 1976. We picked up a tape out of a box sitting on the floor and put it in the 8-track player. Soon the room filled with the sound of drums and a killer guitar riff. The song was Sink the Bismarck, and the singer's name was Johnny Horton. As the line, "In May of 1941 the war had just begun," came through the speakers, I was hooked from that moment on. Now, for those who don't know, 8 tracks were like the early version of cassette tapes, big and clunky, but kinda cool. The tape ran in a loop with 4 programs and 8 tracks. No rewinding, but also no skipping ahead. You listened straight through, like a journey. But let's rewind even further, back to Johnny himself. Johnny was born in Los Angeles on April 30th, 1925, but didn't stay there long. His family moved often, Texas, Louisiana, and even before he had a guitar, folks could tell he was a storyteller. He worked odd jobs, even fished for a living. They called him the singing fisherman, but music kept calling. He entered talent contests and slowly got noticed. Then in 1953 he married Billie Jean Jones, widow of Hank Williams, and together they had 2 daughters. He adopted Billie Jean's daughter from a previous marriage, and together they raised a family while Johnny's career took off. Billie Jean once said Hank was a big fan of Johnny. If Johnny came on the radio, Hank would pull the car over just to listen. He told her, "Johnny's going to be one of the biggest stars in the business someday." In 1957, Johnny signed with Columbia Records and dropped Honky-Tonk Man. That was the moment everything changed. It blended honky-tonk with rockabilly in a way no one else was doing. Dwight Yoakam even revived it years later. Johnny's music had staying power. Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen both mentioned him as an influence. George Jones covered "I'm a One-Woman Man." He was a legend in the making. In 1959, When It's Springtime in Alaska hit #1, but the big one, The Battle of New Orleans. Written by Jimmy Driftwood in 1939, Johnny's version topped the charts, sold over 1 million copies, and won a Grammy. It even landed in the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2002 and was named one of the top 100 Western songs of all time. Hot on its heels came Sink the Bismarck, followed by the iconic album Johnny Horton Makes History, a powerful collection of songs that brought real-life events to musical life. And then there's North to Alaska, a different vibe, lighthearted and fun. It was tied to the John Wayne movie about the gold rush. Johnny's song captured the spirit of the frontier and stood out for its unique tone. For years I only played Sink the Bismarck and Battle of New Orleans. Then my uncle gave me a copy of Johnny Horton Makes History. I wore that record out. Later I stumbled on a Canadian import album, the Johnny Horton Collection. That's when I discovered I'm Coming Home. The rockabilly on that track had a fire that made it feel ahead of its time. I cranked it so loud once it knocked a picture off my wall. No joke. Then came She Knows Why. Still one of my top picks. That guitar solo, next level. But as fast as his star was rising, tragedy struck. On November 5th, 1960, Johnny was driving back from a show at the Skyline Club in Texas, same club where Hank and Elvis once performed. He was killed in a car crash. He was only 35. His bass player, Tillman Franks, and guitarist Tommy Tomlinson survived. Johnny Cash, one of Johnny's closest friends, gave the eulogy. That says everything. Even though Johnny Horton's time was cut short, his music still echoes. That's why I started this podcast, because I believe his legacy deserves to be shared, remembered, and celebrated. Thanks for tuning in to this first episode of Johnny Horton, Echoes of History. Don't forget to subscribe and visit johnnyhortonechoesofhistory.com for more. Teaser for next time, I bought a Johnny Horton promo record on eBay for $5, but when it arrived, it had something extra. Could it be a signature? Find out in episode 2, The Electrified Donkey Mystery. Horton Hype out.